Hello. In this Java tutorial, we're going to learn about using Java classes and writing code to create objects from those classes. If you're looking for a video on how to write Java classes from scratch, please click on the video link in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. First, let's talk about what an object is. An object is also known as an instance of a class, and sometimes people refer to an object just as an instance. In object-oriented programming, objects have the following characteristics. They have states, and we represent those with fields in Java, and they have behaviors, and we represent those with methods in Java. Let's look at an example. Let's say we created a light bulb object. So two states might be the color and the wattage. Three behaviors might be turn on, turn off, and flash. Of course, the states would be represented by fields in Java, and the behaviors would be represented by methods. We'll learn more about fields and methods at another point in the course. Now, let's talk about a class that the light bulb object was made from. A class is a blueprint or a template for an object. So there needs to be a class before we create an object. There are a number of classes built into Java, so often we just use these pre-made classes. Here's how we can create an object from the light bulb class. We start by declaring the name of the class, in this case light bulb, then a variable, in this case x, and we say equals new light bulb, open close parentheses, semicolon. So we're creating a variable called x of type light bulb, and it's going to point at a new object in memory of the light bulb type. And there we go, we've got x and the object attached to x. Now let's look at another way to declare and initialize a light bulb object. Here we can declare the light bulb variable y on one line, and then we can initialize it on the next line by saying y equals new light bulb, open close parentheses. And then we get a second object attached to the y variable. Now let's look at another example. Here we're declaring the variable z of type light bulb and setting it equal to a new light bulb. However, what we're doing is we're passing some data to the constructor inside the parentheses. In this case, we're passing the string green. You can do this with some classes where you pass data inside the parentheses that determines what type of object you're creating. So the light bulb attached to the variable z is green in color. It's important to know with a particular object what type of data you can pass inside these parentheses. Next, let's look at this line of code. So we're calling the turnoff method from the y variable. So we're saying y.turnoff, open close parentheses. And when we execute this, it changes either the data or the behavior of the object that y is pointing at, and it turned off the light bulb. Now the light bulb was a class that I just wrote for the purpose of this lesson. However, let's look at an existing class in Java. So the math class is a commonly used class in Java. For certain methods in classes, you don't actually have to create an object. You can just call the methods from the class itself. So you can see these examples, math.abs, which is going to give us the absolute value of whatever we put in here, or math.round, or math.square-root, or math.random, which would give us a random number. Methods that don't need an object and can just be called from the name of the class are called static methods. Methods where you need to create an object first, like the turnoff method in the previous example, those are called non-static methods. What's interesting about the math class is all the methods in the math class are static. So there would never be any reason that you'd need to create an object of the math class. In fact, you can't create an object of the math class. Next, let's discuss some different ways to create objects from classes in Java. The way I demonstrated with the light bulb class is by far the most common. So we'd say the name of the class, name of the variable equals new, then the name of the class, again, open close parentheses. For some classes, you can put data inside the parentheses that determines what type of object you make. There's a few classes out there, there's unique ways that you can create objects. One of them is the string. So the most common way to create a string is to say name of the class, the variable, then set it equal to, and just set a string literal. Also arrays, we'd say the data type of the array, square brackets, the name of the variable, equals new, the data type of the array, and then inside square brackets, how many indexes we want of the array. Here's a second way to create arrays. We can say the data type of the array, square brackets, the name of the variable, then set it equal to a hard-coded array. If you don't understand what's going on with the string and the arrays, that's no problem. I've got other lessons on those topics. I'm just demonstrating to show you there's some unique ways to create objects for certain classes. Okay, there you go. Now you're ready to start using classes and making objects. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and then leave me a comment down below. To see the next video, click on the image on the left side of the screen. To see the entire playlist for the series, click on the image on the right side of the screen. And to keep up to date on all the latest content, hit the subscribe button in the middle.